Hi, I'm Shanna Ratner. I'm from the class of 1971, and I'm here to share with you a little bit about wealth and true sustainability in our economic development. I've spent about the last decade of my life thinking about this, and there's going to be a lot that I can't cover in 5 minutes. This may seem a little abstract, so please bear with me, but I'm hoping you'll be able to find things to relate to. Go ahead and start. So let's start with a definition. What is wealth? I'm willing to bet that when you think about wealth, you think about wealthy people, you think about individual wealth, you think about the 1%. I'm betting that one of the things you associate most immediately with the term wealth is money. But money is really just a tool that helps us invest in other forms of wealth that are truly foundational to a sustainable economy. Wealth is not just money. There are many forms of wealth, and they're not only individual, they're community wealth as well, that are very, very important to our ability to be able to sustain our lives on this planet. We all have wealth, and not all of it is money. There are 8 forms of wealth that are foundational to our economy. The first is intellectual capital, which is the creativity, ideas, innovation, knowledge that places like Sandy Spring do such an outstanding job of fostering. And if you question that for a moment, just reflect on the presentations we've just heard. They're phenomenal. The amount of energy that comes out of this place is amazing. The second form of wealth that's important is social capital. These are the relationships we build. There is no economy without relationships. Social capital refers to relationships not only between people who are similar, but at least as importantly between people who are dissimilar. It's those relationships that are foundational to our ability to trade and exchange and understand and make a better world together. We have natural capital. I believe we skipped individual capital there, which is skills and health, without which we cannot productively contribute to a larger economy. Natural capital is our natural resources. Built capital is all the infrastructure that we have, whether it's roads and bridges, agricultural systems, information systems, all the things we've invented to allow us to use our resources to shape our economy. Political capital is built on social capital, and it comes down to, at root, our ability to influence the way other people use resources, to influence their resource allocation decisions, whether it's government, whether it's nonprofit organizations, or whether it's our next door neighbor. It's that ability to exercise influence that constitutes political capital. Cultural capital is actually the sea in which all the other capitals swim. It's the influence of values that tells us what these other forms of wealth look like in specific places, because all wealth is defined in a place-based kind of context. And then we have financial capital. Financial capital is not just money. It's the financial resources that we have available to us to invest in other forms of capital. So debt is not financial capital. Debt is a liability. Debt is not something that we own and control. It's owned and controlled by someone else. Our stocks of resources are the basis for all economic activity. All forms of wealth are stocks. A stock is not a flow. That's a really important distinction in understanding sustainability. Expenditures are a flow, income is a flow. A stock is what is left at any moment in time after the income has come in and the expenditures have gone out. What you have left is your stock. And it's the healthy stocks that allow us to have a sustainable economy. If our stocks of resources are healthy and productive, they are wealth. If they are degraded, if the combination of our income and our expenditures, of the way that we use up our stocks and often fail to add to them, result in depletion, then that's in essence unsustainable. A sustainable economy that's truly sustainable creates and maintains healthy stocks without exploiting some to create others. We don't know how to do that. Think about that. We know how to exploit resources to create wealth that often ends up in the hands of very few. We do not know how to create wealth and wealths in a sustainable way without exploitation. That is the challenge of our time. How do we do that? How can we create wealth without exploitation? And here's a hint. A hint is that wealth creation is a team sport. You can't do it by yourself. So I want to ask you to reflect on which of those 8 forms of wealth that I just so briefly reviewed you yourself are best at creating and maintaining. And then I want you to think about who else you need to be in relationship with in order to make sure that the activities you're engaging in your efforts to make the world a better place, are not, in fact, exploiting some forms of wealth to build others. Thank you very much.